Yeah, we live on location. We're talking about hip hop. The question that I was trying to add on with is like, why is it important, my brother, to or my brothers, to document our own stories? You know, especially concerning this rich culture that we all participated in and built on and lived through.
I think because it's disappearing. The music's just so bad with no substance. It doesn't have feeling. Like, if we don't document it and we don't like talk about it and then people don't know, it's just gonna continue to die and it'll be gone.
I don't think it's past redemption or resurrection. I think it's taken on a different space. This is T. It's important for us to tell our own stories, because if we don't tell our stories, someone else will tell the story and remove you from it, tell it, change it, and edit it, or make it their own. And that's what you see with the idea of history right now anyway. We're creators. And in the process, the way we create change, manipulate language, sound, the way we do what we do as melanated people in this space, we're interacting with a different energy and light that others try to emulate but can really only reflect. And sometimes in that reflection, it gets distorted because it's not our story, it's their version of our story. We got to tell it ourselves. The hard part about it is most of us are distracted trying to survive. We ain't never dealt with any of our historic or collective trauma, let alone our individual trauma. The hard part about it is, in this fight and in this perpetual crisis management, you expend so much energy trying to stay afloat that the idea of being able to push a line, it's a beautiful struggle.
With all the confusion in the world today, the different faiths and beliefs.
It ain't easy. It ain't for everybody, and the show ain't for the weak.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
That's how I see it.
Freedom Radio.
My name is Chuck Chisel, 1/3 of the Mashwell Brothers. This thing, our culture, it started off from a beautiful struggle and a story to be told. And that story has got lost between mainstream and money, and the culture is slowly dying. It's dying with us. If we don't teach the youth what got us started, then they're gonna go on leading this misinterpretation of what the culture is. You know, mainstream, ass out. There were some things you just didn't do out in the public. That's why they had red light districts. But getting back to the story, man, if we're not teaching the youth, the story will die with us. If we're not pushing it forward and we're not raising the next generation the right way to do this, man, then it's gonna get lost in the sauce.
If I say before the Mayflowers landed, what does that mean to you?
Anybody can do that. It's before your mind is colonized, when there's not just an organic thought, but a space for that organic thought, an organic space for it to blossom. Most of our thoughts on our own anyway. When I hear that, that's before the Mayflower. The cultural icons, the things that we look at that we use to describe ourselves, most of them have been commodified by somebody else, so they're selling you a version of yourself that you agree to. Before the Mayflower, it's hard because we're so thick in this mud that we can only see ourselves through the lens of the people that captivated our attention. Right? You can only see yourself through what somebody else's version of you are, because you don't know who you are.
Right.
But it's before your mind was colonized. The hard part about that is we're all suffering. And everybody's suffering from something. Everybody ain't suffering from the same thing, but it's still the tentacles, the long stretch of white supremacy, the ideology that you have to define yourself as some type of human other than human to be received as that. When true and living, you know where you came from and you know who you are. If you can't receive light, you have to reflect it or it burns you. Sometimes it'll blind you.
Freedom Radio. Radio.